Hello, I'm Spirit. Okay, we promised you a teaching information session. So we are, and this is,
Jay.
and I'm Spirit. And I'm glad that you are here today. We have a lot of information to give you, especially Jay. I've been hearing my information for a while by myself, and I'm the budget guru, and that is more important to teach you how to start with giving, getting your multi-generation wealth back that was taken. So we're going to start here, and we say namaste.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. Here it is, as I do each time I film. It gives me inspiration. The new you, we are asking that you let me be filled with the knowledge of His will and all wisdom and spiritual understanding. God has the power to transform your life if you invite Him to do so. It's your decision and it's straightforward. Uh, Whether to allow the Father's transforming power to work in you and through you. Sometimes He demands of daily life may drain you of strength, uh, or rob you of the joy that is rightfully yours. But even on your busiest day or on your darkest day, you can be comforted by the knowledge that God has the power to renew your spirit in your life. Okay? Are you in need of a new beginning? Uh, Turn your heart toward God. When you do, you'll discover that the creator of the universe is in business of making all things new, including you. If you surrender in the if you surrender to the wind, you can ride it. And this was said by Guy Miriam. So now we are here to give you some information. We're going to start with Jay, my co-host.
Okay. What are the questions?
What are you here for? It's not a question.
Oh, just to give you, your audience, your
Ideas.
subscribers, some ideas on how to build wealth and how to save their money and be financially independent.
Yeah, so.
Okay, so well, I would say the first thing is that you need to make sure you have an income, first of all, that your your basic needs are met, your housing and food and, things like that. And then once you have your basic needs met, and then, you need to, hopefully you'll have some extra money left over. Well, I would say basic needs, but also make sure you have money for fun too, to go out, to travel, to buy clothes, whatever it is that you enjoy, so that it's not just you just working, living to work and that's it. So I would make sure you have some extra money, a few $100s or whatever it is. Maybe it's less than that, whatever it is. And then After that, you would need to have some savings. I would suggest at least 3 months, 3 to 6 months, if not a year or more, depending on if you have children, dependents, if you have a house, more expenses or, more responsibilities. That would mean you'd have to have a larger savings or emergency fund. Also, depending on how stable your income is, if you have like a government job or some job that you think is pretty secure, a source of income that you think is pretty secure, then maybe you wouldn't need to have as much savings.
Now, this person have gone through different levels that I have told them what to do, and then they've started on their budget. So they see, yay, I have $100 at the end of the month. So what can they do to start saving and start building that wealth, that money to come in?
So, okay.
So how do they start
I would
that?
say if you have $100 extra month, then start. So basically, I would say the first thing to do if you have extra money, once you pay your bills and all that, is have an emergency fund, 3 to 6 months emergency fund, just in case, you have an emergency, you lose your job, something like that.
So how would they start it?
$100, I would put into a high yield savings account. So there's different ones out there. I would just Google high yield savings account, and then you can, start depositing your money into this account every month. And, they have different interest rates. So you may earn like 4 to 5%, per month. If you're putting $100 in per month, that's like $4 that you earn in interest, or $5, depending on the interest rate. But then, so basically for every $100, if it's $1,000, and you're going to be getting $40 to $50 in free money every month. And if you have $10,000, it's $400 to $500. So that's free money. So that would be the first thing I would do, is make sure I have a savings emergency fund first.
You see why I say she's the guru. She has more information. So what do you all think of that? That is a very, very good start. So you have money coming in from the investment. So a lot of people will probably look at that and say, oh, there's extra money. I can put this money on this. And if they stopped Starbucks, which Starbucks is like, no, there's more than $5. So I don't know, $8, $10 a cup of coffee. That's like, okay, so if you break it 5 days a week, wow, that's a lot of money.
8
So
times
that's
5, 40.
Mm-hmm.
$40.
And it's $10.
$10. Okay, if you're spending $10
Okay.
every 5 days, 5 days a week, that's $200 a month.
Okay, and they look at that and say, well, I have extra money over here. But the budget guru said that I have to stop my Starbucks. I don't want to do that. So, but she looking at the budget and said, oh, okay, that's $200. Okay. The financial person on her film said that I can start with investment. I don't know what investment person. Who do I talk to?
So, well, I would say I wouldn't cut out Starbucks completely. I'd maybe get it once a week, because you do want to treat yourself. So maybe cut it down from 5 times a week to once a week, and then maybe invest in like a Keurig or Nespresso or some type of machine so you can make coffee at home. But I would maybe just treat myself once a week to Starbucks. So once you have your emergency fund, 3 to 6 months or whatever, you determine how many months of expenses you want. So basically, if your expenses every month are $2,000 and you want a 3-month emergency fund, then I would put aside. My goal in my high yield savings account would be 6,000. If it's 6 months, 6 months, that would be 12,000, and et cetera, depending on how much your expenses are every month. So once you have that emergency fund, then you can start investing your money in a brokerage firm. I mean, there's many out there. I'm not going to name any, but there's a bunch out there that you can, some of them you don't really need a minimum amount to start the account. You can just, open it with a few dollars, and just every time you have extra money, just throw it into that brokerage account and start investing in stocks. And usually the stock market returns about 8 to 10%. So it's a little bit higher than the high yield savings account. But that savings account is for your emergencies, so that's separate than the brokerage. The brokerage is more like long-term planning for your future. You can also open retirement accounts, like if you have a job that offers a 401k, and then there's Roth IRAs that you could open if you have a job and you have a job. And I believe the limit is $7,000, but it goes up every year. So the limit of how much you can contribute to that. And there's also a HSA, which is a health savings account, which is money that's taken out of your paycheck pre-tax that goes into this account. So it's basically, if you have a high deductible health plan, it's money that's taken out of your paycheck that's put into the HSA, the health savings account, to help you pay for your health expenses. But you can just leave that money in there and let it grow every year. It doesn't expire. Like an FSA does expire, which I think is a flexible spending account. But the HSA funds don't expire, so you just leave them in there and let them grow every year. And then just take the money out when I think it's like 59 and a half. You can just withdraw the money for any reason. It doesn't have to be related to medical expenses. If you're younger than that, you basically would be reimbursing yourself for medical expenses, or you could just pay for your medical expense directly out of that account. But it's good to have that money, and they're letting it grow for when you're older, for your health expenses or any other expenses. And there's also just a regular brokerage account, which is not for retirement or anything. It's just you can take out the money anytime you want. It's not tied to your age or retirement. And you just put the money in, whether you have a job or not. You can just invest your money in there and use it however you see fit.
What's the limit?
The minimum limit. There's different accounts, brokerage firms out there. So the one that I use, there was no minimum amount to start investing. So there's a bunch of, you don't have to have there's no minimum amount.
Okay, you hear that? Okay, the next thing is this. Okay, I'm a little old lady, and I only have my retirement. I don't have the money to do this budget and put all that money in the savings and in investment. I don't know how to do that. So please tell me where to start with my retirement account.
Well, I mean, that's why it's important to get started when you're in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, thinking about your retirement.
But I didn't do that because I was taking care of this 11 kids and my grandma, and all the money went to them. So what to do?
I mean, it depends on your expenses and how much your income is. So it depends if you have any extra money left over or not. You could still put it in an investment or just put it in a high yield savings account. But it really depends on how much money, if you have any extra money. I mean, you can either increase your income or you have to decrease your expenses.
Okay, I only have like $50 every month. So where can I put that? Where do I start?
If you don't have a savings account, I would start putting that into savings first. And then once you have that savings account built up, then you can start putting some money aside into a regular brokerage account.
So do you recommend like $25 and
as much as you can? If you don't have any savings, I mean, I would be putting aside as much as you can comfortably afford.
The whole $50?
Yes. Yes.
What will I Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Put aside as much as you can comfortably afford. So if that $50 is going to keep you from eating for the month, then no, don't put $50. Then put what you can afford. But then that's also why I say it's so important when you're younger to start doing this, because you have more time and you have more time for compound interest and momentum. So when you are older, you'll have, $1 million or $2 million in your different investment accounts and your savings.
Miss Lady, I don't have that $2 million
I'm
and everything. That's why I'm on it there.
Okay.
Stop.
I would just say
My
start
savings.
today. I would say start today.
Okay.
Have an income, whatever your income is, try to decrease your expenses or increase your income so you can have money so you can get into your start building that savings account, your emergency fund. And then after that, start, investing your money in assets, make sure you have retirement money for retirement. So that when you are older, you have like $1 million, $2 million or whatever. And then also putting money into like a regular brokerage account that you can tap into anytime. And then also, if you have any extra money above and beyond that, you might want to, invest in real estate or invest in a business or something other than that, so that eventually you can have passive income so that you don't have to trade your life for work or, trade your time for money.
All the stuff you're talking about, brokerage and accounting, and who do I talk to? Well, I'm a little old lady.
Right here on YouTube.
There.
I know, right? There's so many videos. This channel and there's videos on YouTube, on social media. You can talk to a financial advisor too at your whatever bank you have. There's a lot of information out there, but the basics is you need to increase your income, decrease your expenses, and save and invest the gap between your income and expenses.
Okay. So I spend a little money on ice cream once a week for my 11 kids and my grandmother. Should I do that?
Can you afford it?
Not really.
Then I probably wouldn't be doing that, but no. Or maybe buy a tub of ice cream and invite them to come over. Buy ice cream and ice cream cones or the cups or whatever you want to put the ice cream in. Try to get a BOGO or get it on sale or something, and then just make them just serve them ice cream at home and maybe get like some sprinkles or, some inexpensive toppings.
Or whatever for the kids.
Right, and do it that way instead of spending, $5 a cone or, how much ever it is.
Yeah, stuff is very, very expensive. So we are trying to wait on people that is coming in for this information. So I'm giving her examples of what to do because a lot of people don't know about all this stuff, brokerage funds and all this stuff. That's over my head, but not over her head. So I'm asking questions that ordinary people, like little old ladies and little old men, would not know about. Now, how about things like I'm an 18-year-old coming out of high school, and I got a little job at the ice cream shop. So what should I start doing? Now, I'm 18 years old. I'm sassy in it. So I want to spend all of this money because this money is mine. Mm-hmm. So what should I do?
I guess it depends on what your goals are. Do you want to get a car? Do you want to save to move out? I would say, are you living at home?
Move out probably.
So then my goal would be to save money to move out. So I do my research on how much, if I'm going to rent a place or if I want to save up my money to buy a house, like how much is that going to cost? And then Also, you need to buy furniture and all that stuff that would go into getting your own place. So then I would do my research first on how much it's going to cost, and then figure out, okay, how much am I able to put aside every month? Like if you are living at home and not paying any rent or anything, then you could put, most of your paycheck towards that to moving out. And so have a little bit of money for yourself. So I basically would say, okay, what are my goals? And then figure out how much it's going to cost to achieve that goal and start putting money towards it.
Oh, very good. But I only make like $7.50 an hour. And I only work part-time. I live at home, yeah.
So then you probably can't afford to move out. So I mean, if you're making like say $8 an hour, that's $160 a week. That's like $700 a month. So I mean, do you have any bills?
No,
So I mean, minus taxes, that's like, I don't know,
I don't have nothing.
$550 or something like that. So I mean, maybe take whatever you think you would want for fun money. And then I would put some of that money in investing. Maybe since your goal is to move out, I maybe put like 10-20% of that that's left over into investing, like you could do a Roth IRA or a brokerage account also. And then I would put the rest of the money in the HSA, because you're saving to move out.
Now, what is that?
The high yield savings account. The high yield savings account that I mentioned earlier.
Okay. That sounds very good. Because even though she's at the minimum, she still have a chance to save because she's living at home and she don't have any bills yet. So that money is like $700. She could take the max of whatever out of that and keep the minimum for herself.
Right.
Yeah, like that. That's what the car her parent is providing for her to go to work.
Okay.
So she would have to think of how much money should I give my parents?
You said she didn't have any bills, but okay, yeah, you need to take out
not a real bill.
what obligations you have,
Okay.
whatever obligations you have.
Gas.
Okay, so you need to subtract that from, whatever your income is. And then once you pay your obligations, then I would put some money aside into investing like 10 or 20%, whether it's a Roth or a brokerage account or whatever, something for your future, for your long-term future, especially when you're 18, because you have a longer time for the money to grow and compound. And then since your goal is to move out, then I put the rest of it, the majority of it, into like a high yield savings account so you can move out.
Oh, that's very good. And like $20 a week.
Whatever, yeah.
Parents for the gas.
Right, pay your obligations first.
Very good. Okay, I understand that. So right now, since I don't see any people in here, this can be a replay of live. And so we're going to start getting things together to end this. Thank you, everybody, for coming, whoever you was. And let's see here.
Those are the questions. Okay. Choose a question.
You want to shuffle out a program.
There you go. There you go.
Like me. Okay, so if this is an empowerment question. If this was my last day, would I be satisfied with my life? Now that's the first part of it.
Okay, so.
Oh,
yes.
Okay, the second part, what would I have done differently?
Probably invested more in real estate in 2008
Oh.
when the recession happened.
Oh, I see what you mean. This question for me, if this was my last day, would I be satisfied with my life? Yes! I'm very, very, very happy with my life right now. And that's because God gave me the life and He gave me a destiny. And I'm working on that destiny. And He's directing me. And I'm very impressed with the kind of help that He's doing. And also, this little person here is in my life. And that makes me very happy right now. What would I do have done differently? Nothing. Because of the direction of my life uh, uh, from when I was a child had been already put into whatever God do. So whatever I would do outside of that direction, it would have been a disaster for me because He has that here, you're a baby here, and you're infant here, you this, and then you start to school at this place. You have the names of the places you're going to school, not some of the place, but this maybe Jason Green's high school or whatever, and you have to go there because it's directed by Him. So if you think you had could have done differently, no. No. And I'm happy with the direction that my life went. Even though it's sometimes I suffer because of abuse, but I learned, and when bad things happen, that is for a reason. And then plus I had my papa, so I was happy with that, and I would not have done anything different. That's our answer. So now we will say
Goodbye.
what do I say at the end of the show?
Namaste.
And something else.
Subscribe and like.
And take care of yourself and
Each other.
there you go. All right, she got it. She got it. And please remember to
Like and subscribe.
and pass it on
Okay.
and share it with other people. So we enjoyed this, and please come back again. Thank you so much, and
Namaste.
namaste. Goodbye. That was very good.
You did.